the No Channel, checking in, and I'm once again coming to you with the home gym equipment review. That's right, today we are going to be doing a battle of the bars. In one corner, I've got the beloved Titan Fitness Cambered Multi-Grip Bar. In the other corner, I have the recently released Rep Fitness Equipment Cambered Swiss Bar, and we're going to go head to head. In fact, today's going to be a 4-part video. That's right, I am going to spend 30 seconds going over the dimensions and all of the specs with this brand new Rep Fitness Cambered Swiss Bar. Going to talk about my nearly 1 month review of putting this thing through its paces, putting on as much weight as I can, trying to throw it into as many different exercises, and frankly, just doing some unspeakable things with it. And then we're gonna pit these two together, category by category, to help you decide which one's gonna be right for your home gym. Because hey, what's right for my home gym might not be right for yours, depending on budget, use case, and a whole host of other things that you might not even realize. And finally, we're going to go over which one I prefer given my specific use case. Let's get into it. First things first, I need to give all of you a massive thank you for using my affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video. All the proceeds from those links go right back into the channel, allowing me to pick up future pieces of equipment to review for you. So the Rep Fitness Cambered Swiss Bar, weighing in at 45 pounds, exactly mimicking your barbell. It has 3 different multi-grips, why these bars are typically known as multi-grip bars, and the diameter on that grip is 35 millimeters. Keep in mind, your barbell is typically 28, with a power bar coming in at 29 millimeters. The cambered portion of this bar is dropped 2.5 total inches, and it has a maximum load capacity of 810 pounds. Woo!
Job's done.
Here's my 1 month review of the Rep Fitness Cambered Swiss Bar after using it for 3.5 weeks. So let's just start with the pros. At least I think this is a pro, is the fact it comes delivered in 3 pieces in a box. And that's good for 2 reasons, I think. Number one, it's not going to get delivered scratched and crushed. They do a really good job of packaging this thing up. And number 2, if you have a temporary home gym, whether you're in a rental or you know you're going to be moving in the foreseeable future, it's going to be easier to kind of break down and transport. As far as the grips, I actually found the grips to be plenty of space between the two. One of the nice things is it's actually not too much space where your hand can get lost and you can have trouble kind of lining up where you should be putting your hands. Now, I am 6'1", 185 with medium to small hands, but there's still plenty of extra room to get your hands in there. Let's talk about knurling. I know so many of you love your knurling, and frankly, this is my sweet spot. This comes into light medium to medium knurling, and it's really pristine with regards to the manufacturing, at least in my opinion. Now, I know so many of you are tough guys and girls out there. You want aggressive knurling so that you can have your hands just torn open. I'm not that tough, never claimed to be, never will. I actually like medium to light medium because it allows me not to feel like my hands are going to slip. It allows me not to have to chalk up my hands. And frankly, it gives me the support that I need not to be worried about it, but not have to feel like I'm going to have to do triage on my hands after every use. Another benefit of this bar is the fact that it has beautiful, beautiful sleeves. Those sleeves are aesthetic. Now, I know that's not something that's going to help you lift more weight, but it's nice to have in a home gym, to have something that really pops, really stands out. Those sleeves will take an Olympic plate and they will take normal sized clips. I have like 3 different sets of clips and they all fit on here. As far as another benefit is the eye loop. Now, some of the cambered Swiss bars that I've looked at, they've got an eye loop on here for pull downs and for rows, but it's permanent and it looks ugly. And frankly, most people, if we're being honest, aren't actually going to use this for a pull down or a row, or they're not going to actually connect chains to this eye loop. Some of you are, but most of you aren't. So it's nice that this will come off and you don't have to worry about looking at it on every use. Also, I think the biggest standout, at least in my opinion, is they fixed the spacing issue. On a lot of your multi-grip bars, they'll fit in a rack, okay? Dimension-wise, they're gonna fit just fine. But you're gonna realize that the clearance on that is so tight. It's so tight that every time you go to use it, regardless of how careful you are, you're gonna scratch one side of your rack or another. Now, I'm not a person who worries too heavily on damaging their home gym equipment, but at the same time, I don't wanna unnecessarily damage it, so it's nice that they put a ton of extra clearance so that when you're using this, you can just rip it off, put it back, rip it off, put it back. You're not gonna worry about scratching up your beautiful rack. And now it's time for the negatives, the cons. We know if someone tells you that a piece of home gym equipment is 100% perfect, they're probably lying to you. And I only do honest reviews. So the thing that stood out the most to me right away when I used this was the 35mm diameter grips. And now I will tell you that for many of you with normal sized hands and good sized grips, it's going to be something you notice, but it's not going to impact your lifting whatsoever. And frankly, after a couple months of use, or even I would even say a week of use, you're going to get used to it right away, and you're going to just put the weights on and go to Gainstown. For me, with baby hands, now I did notice it right away, and it was initially a little uncomfortable and ungangly, a little bit difficult, and I had to get used to it. After using it for 3.5 weeks, I am used to it, and it is not something that impacts my lifting. However, every time I go to grab that bar, I notice it, in part because of these baby hands. And the second negative, the second thing that I'm really kind of splitting hairs on is that only one of these grips is cambered. Okay, so there's 3 sets of grips, one is cambered, and I wish they'd put this one cambered as well. When I buy a cambered Swiss bar, I really want to get deep on my exercises, and I really want that extra 2.5 inches of depth, especially when I am benching with this. I will say one of the benefits, though, is the fact that even though this middle grip is not cambered, it's wide enough so that when you bench with it, you're going to be able to bring the bar all the way down to your chest. It's not going to be impacted by your wrist. Whereas when you close grip bench press with a bar or with a cambered Swiss bar like this one, or any one for that matter, when you close grip bench press, when you come down, your hands are so close together, of course, they're going to be impacted by your body. So you're not going to be able to bring this bar all the way down to touch your chest. It's time. It is the time you've all been waiting for. Thunderdome. We are going to be pitting the Titan Fitness Cambered multi-grip bar head-to-head, one-on-one against the Rep Fitness Equipment Swiss bar. And we're going to start off with the most popular category, usually the one that people use to make their final purchasing decision: cost. Coming in at $289, the Rep Fitness is a steal of a deal, shipped free. Right behind $289 though is $200. So obviously the winner in cost, Titan Fitness. Now, with regards to weight, Titan Fitness is 47 pounds, but Rep Fitness is a dead even 45 pounds. So the winner is Rep Fitness because it matches your barbell dead on. Hand space. Well, this might not be the most important category, but hey, we're going category by category. Might as well talk about it. Plenty of hand space on the Titan Fitness barbell. In fact, I would even say a little too much space. Reason being is you really got to make sure you line up your hands, because if they're off center, you're going to notice right away when you pick up this bar. Rep Fitness does have less hand space in terms of actually loading up your hands, but I haven't found any issue, and there's actually plenty of clearance when I put my hands on these bars. I will tell you that unless you have those Brock Lesnar XXL ham hands, the spacing on either of these is not going to be an issue. Knurling, yeah, you know this is a category we got to talk about. So many of you love your rough trade. You love that super rough, aggressive knurling. And while I don't know if Titan Fitness Cambered multi-grip bar has rough knurling or aggressive knurling, I will say it is more aggressive than the Rep Fitness cambered bar. However, and again, this is just my personal preference, I actually prefer the Rep Fitness cambered bar knurling because I find it's less aggressive and more to my middle of the road preferences. While we're talking about handles, let's talk about the close grip. So many of you will specifically get a multi-cambered or a Swiss bar in order to do close grip bench press. And if that's the case, if you're looking to really put the onus on your close grip bench press and blow up those triceps, you're going to want to go with the Rep Fitness bar because these handles are just closer together and it's going to activate more of your triceps when you do that exercise. At least it did for my personal experience. Now let's talk about rack clearance. Now both of these will fit in a Rep Fitness rack, as you can see. However, the Rep Fitness one was specifically designed to give you extra clearance to make sure that you are not damaging your rack every time you load and unload this bar. I will say Titan Fitness fits, but it hits the rack almost every time I unrack it and re-rack it, and it also interferes with the J-cups that I have here as well. And while it's not something I'm too worried about, for those of you who will care about not banging up your rack, that is going to be a factor. That also comes into play when setting your safeties. I will tell you, because this has a wider footprint and a blockier footprint at that, I actually have to set my safeties when I'm benching with this just a hair lower than I wish I could. I often find that I have to make sure that it's lower so that the ends of this bar don't clip those safeties and interfere with my cambered grip. I will say that Rep Fitness, no issues there. Again, they actually manufactured and designed this to have plenty of clearance. Weight capacity, another category that people put way too much emphasis on, and I think that's because they think they're stronger than they are. Titan Fitness does win this category because you can load 1,000 pounds per spec. Rep Fitness comes in at 810 pounds. Again, while it loses the category, I don't think that's going to be something that most of you are going to really care about. Appearance, not something that's going to help you with those gains or help increase your max or your PR. But when you buy home gym equipment, hey, you want something that looks nice. You want to take pride in your home gym. So let's talk about the welds. Right off the top, they both look about the same. Now, I'm not a tradesman. I'm not a metallurgist. I'm sure one of those two experts could easily tell you which one is preferred, which ones are cleaner. Now, they both look about the same. But as far as how these bars look, Rep Fitness by a landslide looks a ton better. Just the nice silver sleeves really stand out as something that is attractive to the eye. Warranty, something you hope to never have to use, but it's good to have it just in case. Titan Fitness comes in with a 1-year warranty, and odds are if you're going to have an issue with a piece of equipment, it's going to happen in the first year of use. Rep Fitness comes in at a 5-year warranty. And as far as my experience using both of these companies' warranty and customer service, I will say Titan Fitness has a customer service team and they'll get back to you eventually. But clearly, at least from my experience, Rep Fitness customer service is exceptionally good. And they actually go out of their way to make sure that you're 100% satisfied with your purchase. You've narrowed down your decision between Titan Fitness and Rep Fitness, but which one is right for you? Which one should you pull the trigger on? Obviously, what's right for one person might not be right for the other. So why would you pick Titan Fitness? Number one, you're on a budget. I'm a big fan of pay once, cry once. However, many people are on a budget, and there's nothing wrong with that. $89 is a substantial amount of money. So if you're on a budget, boom, go with Titan. Also, if you've got small, baby hands like I do, you are going to appreciate the smaller diameter grips. Even though it's not much of a difference, it is something that is going to be a bit more comfortable during use. Conversely, why would you go with Rep Fitness over Titan Fitness? The biggest standout is that you care about damaging your rack. The clearance on the Rep Fitness is exceptional, and not only does that impact not having to damage your rack when you unrack and re-rack your bar, it's also going to allow you to set up your safeties in an ideal spot where you are going to be able to not clip your safeties but still stay safe. Also, if you have a lat pull down machine, you can make use of this eyelet that they give you. And last, but certainly not least, is if you are really dead set focused on hitting your triceps with close grip bench press, Rep Fitness's grip is closer, and it does definitely target those triceps and your inner chest a lot more than this grip does. And now it's time. It is time for Fate of the Union, the time in the video where I give you my final thoughts on these two bars and ultimately tell you which one's right for me. Overall, both of these are exceptionally good bars with high levels of functionality in a home gym. They're both exceptionally good priced compared not only to the competition, but just compared to prices of home gym equipment in general. But which one is right for me and why? Well, I'll tell you straight off the top, the one that I prefer, if I had to only pick one, is going to be Titan Fitness's Cambered Multi-Grip Bar. First and foremost, this Rep Fitness lat pull down function is amazing, especially because it is temporary and not permanent. However, I don't have a lat pull down machine yet, so it's not something that I'm going to use. I have a functional trainer, but this 45-pound bar, once clipped into the functional trainer, just makes the weight stack that much less weight. So it's not something that, again, I would be using in my home gym. The other issue is going to be the fact that I have small baby hands. I'm not afraid to say it. So I do prefer, in terms of use, the smaller diameter Titan Fitness grip over the Rep Fitness grip. It's a small issue, pardon the pun. And the last reason that I'm choosing Titan over Rep is probably the biggest differentiator, at least for me, in the way that I lift, and that is this second grip set. The one on Titan is cambered. Hopefully you can see this. And the one on Rep Fitness is not cambered in terms of depth. Now, when I lift with a bar like this, I like to bench and I like to get deep. So I want to have that grip to be cambered. Now, obviously, many of you are still going to be able to use this on Rep Fitness, this cambered grip on Rep Fitness. However, even though I'm 6'1", I have a very narrow shoulder frame. So when I use these wide grips, whether it's Rep or Titan, I find that my arms are just too wide. I just don't feel natural. I don't feel comfortable. I prefer the closer grip to give me a longer range of motion, but still allow me to have a cambered approach when lifting with this. Again, it all depends on what's going to be right for you, what's going to be right for your home gym, what's going to be right for your lifting style. And I don't think it's a clear-cut silver bullet of one bar over the other. I definitely think it's going to be a one-by-one, case-by-case basis. We went deep on this battle of the bars, and if you made it this far in the video, then you and I are officially best friends. Band of brothers style. If you came this far and still have any questions, don't know why or how you could, but if you do, drop them in the comments below and I'll get them answered as quickly as possible. If you're interested in either of these bars or you're just interested in supporting the channel, check out the affiliate links in the description. Keep in mind, that does help out the channel. All the profits are going to go right back into future reviews. As usual, if you came this far, you and I, obviously, we're best friends. Why not do me a solid? Give the video a like, hit that red subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.